Hey everyone, how's it going? It is I, the real Randy Chavez, coming at you today with a Veve Omi update video. Guys, if you're new, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. I love y'all. Everyone say hello to Dashi. Hello, Dashi. Commenting, liking, subscribing is a free way to help support the channel. Non-free ways are Patreon and smashing that super thanks button down below. And become a member and Patreon as well. So Wraithox.eth domain name, and this is not financial advice. So we do have a couple of things going on. First, we'll start off with the Omi token. Omi, yeah, it's down a bit. It's down about 4% today. We have less than $900,000 in volume. We have 837, so it's down to 000876. When am I going to buy in? I guess I could buy in a little more, because if you missed yesterday's video, after we had Carl Icahn go on CNBC and say, basically call for Armageddon, I was like, okay, let me go and exit out of, obviously not Omi, but just a lot of the other crypto that I had. And I was like, okay, I'll wait on the sidelines with some dry powder. And today, yeah, it was a little bit of blood in the streets and water. So Omi, like I said, down about 4.2%. Really not much compared to Bitcoin and Ethereum. Bitcoin down about 5.2% on the day. Ethereum down 6.8% on the day. And then you have some other ones like Bumper down about 9.4%. And then you have Anchor, which I love, which is currently down over 11% on the day, down to 3.2 cents. I will get back in Anchor. I don't know when. I am seeing some conflicting reports. I do have a couple of something that I will read you guys. I'll get a awesome. Friend's gonna call me tonight. I'm gonna have some money soon, like real money. Let me go and text back real quick. So there's a couple of things that are making me a little bit bullish. We have the Modern Investor, which talked about Kraken and how they have a bank charter and they're gonna put their own bank at some point. So this way, in case some banks that will refuse to work with people that are working with crypto, they could just say, oh, hey, everyone that's in crypto, hey, here's a bank we could all share and enjoy and love. I'm surprised that Coinbase or like Binance hasn't done that type of thing yet, but it does look like Bitcoin has separated itself from the rest of the market a little bit, doing what it was designed to do. I'm actually very bullish on this, as well as my friend Dan is. That comes from my friend Dan, who has been on the podcast before, Daniel Hardwick. We love him. Then you also have the Trueflation, which is about 4.32% today. And then you also have the core PPI year over year on February, which is 5%. And then you have a thread from Watcher Guru saying the Fed swaps now shows a 100% basis point rate cut by December from its expected peak. US Fed swaps now shows 100 basis points rate cut by December. I think banks are going to get hecked. And again, this is not financial advice, not financial advice, not at all. But everyone does seem to have the same plans, withdraw funds from banks. Question rolling around. I won't get too far into the technicals of it, but this is making me pretty bullish. Yesterday I was bearish. Today I'm a little bit bullish just on this. Could we have another couple legs down? And yeah, there's still a bunch of people in the camp that think that we are going to go to 12 to 14,000 Bitcoin, price. If that happens, cool. I'll buy a little more down there. But for right now, I think I'm going to get in. I'll let you all know a little bit later. If I decide to do so, I'll announce it on Twitter. That being said, that does bring us to Veve. We have a post that was just made by Sergio Rodriguez saying, supply and demand, a fundamental rule of business. The problem. So some people are expressing disappointment about what happens to be the new standard edition size of 5,000 for Marvel comic book drops on Veve going forward. And I'm not going to lie, I love that. I love that 100%, but I digress. He says, the main gripe seems to concern previous drops having higher edition count and thus impacting their future value due to dilution. And I'll also say that people that are looking to just get into the top 1,000 or top 500 wallets, I'm in the top 1,000 wallets already. I will try to get into the top 500. I had like 700-ish a while ago. Now I have 770 collectibles. I increased a little bit on the comics as well because a lot of them are cheap. You can get a lot of Squirrel Girl stuff and West Coast Avenger stuff for less than $2. Stuff that I buy over $2. I like the Year of the Rabbit stamps, the uncommon. Anyway, I'm getting aside the point. But I think like other people, this brings me to another point. We'll go over this first. I've mentioned this in a live stream, but not on a video. I definitely represent a minority of people. Get it? Minority. Minority of people that will pay just to get into the top 1,000 or top 500 wallets. Now, how do you do that? Well, they don't necessarily count MCP. If you want MCP, that's a whole different ballgame. If you want Master Collector Points, which, again, more on that in a couple minutes, because we have an announcement about that. But for the ADD is so bad today. But for just wallets, not having anything to do with MCP points, you can do that by just, like I said, buying cheap comics, buying cheap collectibles, all of which for comics you can get for under $2, and a lot of collectibles you can get for under $2.50. And if people are going to be buying those just to get in higher positions on the ranking system, why not just go and have Veve mint Veve numbers and be like, yeah, it's a million numbers, we'll charge $2 each. That would sell out. I'd buy it. I'd buy a bunch of them. Why? Just so I could get a cheap way. Veve makes they can make $2 million out of it because it's not licensed by anyone else. It's just them. And then, some of the cool numbers, like some people might like number 69, and we'll comment nice down below with the 69, or 420, or 666, or 888. They're within that. I mean, you can't get your cell phone number in there. I guess you can without area code. You get digits of pi. You can get favorite elements of the periodic table. You can get a whole bunch of things with numbers. Ever watch that show back in the day? Everything is numbers. Anyway, I just think that's a really good idea. Veve, if you're watching, by all means, go and make Veve numbers. It's gonna be a hit, I promise. And it's an easy $2 million. Either way, moving on here. It says, in essence, these individuals, whether they realize it or not, are advocating for Marvel to continue making a higher edition size than what the current market demands just for the sake of maintaining a higher marketplace value for previous drops. However, the current market has consistently proven that the demand for edition size of 10,000 or more just isn't there. The conundrum. You pay $6.99 to land a common, uncommon, or rare that will fall below retail. That turns retail buyers into disgruntled users. That's because the drop model has turned away retail buyers that are tired of seeing their retail purchases plummet 75% in value only minutes after the drop. This in turn has led to many drops not selling out. Even Marvel can see that a retail model that creates an immediate loss in marketplace value for users is unsustainable. I'll have to push back on that because Danny the Bull was over on NFT Pirates channel, or Pirates was on it. Danny the Bull's channel. Either way, love those two. Danny the Bull brought up a great point, saying that in the world of baseball, you only have you have less than 1 million collectors worldwide. Okay, well, how do we get some cards that are worth millions or tens of millions of dollars? Well, you have people that are just older. You have people that have had time to have their wealth accumulate. You typically don't start making your peak amount of money until you're in your 40s, and a lot of us in here. A lot of people that view me are between 25 and 44 years old. So some people are up there, but not all of them. Anyway, moving on. It just goes to show that I don't think you need, millions or even 1 million people in order to satisfy certain markets. But yeah, it says there's simply no wisdom in maintaining inflated edition size that reflected last year's overhyped and artificial bull cycle, which I think we'll get there again at some point. It says, and like it or not, you either change to conform from the market realities or someone else will see an opportunity to steal your market share. Fair point. Competition enters the space. On 27 October 2022, DC Comics entered the digital collectibles comic space via their own platform and marketplace in partnership with Palm NFT Studios. They kicked things off with Superman issue number 1 at just 3,000 editions. For those that are unaware, the typical edition size for DC collectible comic is 5,000 or less. Unlike Marvel, DC Comics has the benefit of entering the collectibles market after the bull cycle had already passed. As such, they were able to go get the edition size right from the get-go. For Marvel, it was a painful journey to 5K editions. For DC, it was simply learning from Marvel's mistakes and implementing those lessons into their current drop design. I will say this, though. We've had designer con drops make more money than that Superman comic, like the one that they're talking about. When it comes, things are selling out, but how much money is that company really making? I mean, you got Veve that's making money hand over fist, but and the other ones they're selling out, but are they? I mean, well, they sold out most of them. They didn't sell out the John Stewart Green Lantern one, which is I think a travesty because that John Stewart one is probably one of my favorites. He's my favorite Green Lantern. Comment down below who your favorite Green Lantern is. So not all of them sell out, and when they do, it's great, but. Ours, even if some of ours don't sell out, still make more money. And I mean, I would rather that and rather have some people come in saying, oh, hey, there's still stuff in the store I can buy. That's great. I don't have to buy on the secondary market where everything's above what it went for retail. And I don't feel like I'm late. And I don't feel like, I just feel like that type of thing. I feel like there's an argument for that. But comment down below if you think I'm right or wrong. So adapt or die. He goes and says, no one knows what the future will bring us. We may have 1 million users or not. I believe because we cannot predict the future, designing drops for the existing user base is the only logical thing to do for any business, and this fundamental principle of supply and demand applies to any form of business. Thankfully, Marvel and Veve understand this basic principle and have adapted to the current market demands, and we are all the better for it. Yeah, I mean, even if something's working right in 2021 or 2022, things change, and this year is going to be different, and 2024 is going to be different than this year, and the world is changing. This is going to be wild. I was talking to. I'll do another video on the Pokemon stuff. Because we have some people that love Pokemon that have some very strong opinions about NFTs and digital collectibles. Some good, some bad, some indifferent. Anyway, moving on. Speaking of the rabbit stamps before, we have a new stamp going on that Veve has announced. It is the 33-cent Women Support War Effort single. So there's only going to be one of them. A lot of women will like that. I like that. I think it'll be fun. I'll get it because all the stamps were like $6, right? Yeah. Yes, it drops on Friday. List price $6 for editions 5,999. So figure 5,909 because you take away 90 times 6. You have about $35,000. Pretty much the same as a comic. I'm 100% okay with that. Like, cheers on, mate. In other news, David posts a photo of him and Dan over on, it looks like a movie set. It looks like, I think it looks like maybe the outskirts of the desert. It's Tatooine or whatever, but David Yu goes in and just posts Mars. So I guess they're, wherever they are, somewhere in Asia, they've got some, I don't know if that's legal, Dave, with them, but they're on something and they're claiming it to be Mars. Comment down below, like, what do you think? Martian Manhunter coming? Do you think Mars attacks? Comment down below your favorite theory about what this could mean. I'm very, very excited. Master Collector Program stuff. We have an update from Veve saying, update, Master Collector Program beta will commence within the next 24 hours. Users that previously received beta invites can expect another beta invite email, no action required. Upon email receipt, expect to see your MCP stats in the app. Make sure you update to the latest version. And if testing goes well, we'll roll out beta to more users in the coming days. Thanks for your patience. I have not gotten crypto pay-in. I have not gotten beta testing for MCP. I feel like I'm doing everything right. I feel like I'm one of Veve's biggest proponents here. And whose butt do I need to kiss to get some goddamn curved tip syringes? Sorry, that was in the veterinary field. There's one hospital I work at. We could not get curved tip syringes for the life of me. And I'm sorry. Anyway, moving on to ChatGPT. So we were asking about ChatGPT, or asking about Veve to ChatGPT. ChatGPT saying, as a language model, I do not have access to up-to-date information about Veve's licenses or agreements. However, based on publicly available information, as of my knowledge, the cutoff date of September 2021, Veve has secured license to use various intellectual property, including, and I did not know this for some of them, and you'll be able to tell, licenses for popular comic book characters such as Marvel, DC, Transformers, among others. Licenses for sports teams and athletes such as NBA, NFL, and MLB. Licenses for popular brands such as Ghostbusters, Back to the Future, Jurassic Park, etc. And licenses for popular musicians and bands such as Ozuna, Kiss, and Black Sabbath. I don't know where ChatGPT got this information, but if we have Black Sabbath and Kiss, I'm just, and again, obviously that's all subject to change, but I don't know where ChatGPT got that information from. I mean, we don't have it. So comment down below your favorite theory on that. Anyway, that's it for me. Please comment, like, and subscribe. Comments are good for the YouTube algorithm. Everyone say bye-bye to Dashi. Bye-bye, Dashi. I love you. Bye, guys. Meow, 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 meow.